Chinese regime tells foreign embassies to remove Ukraine flags from their buildings in Beijing. British chair professor working in UK for last 20 years joins China's hypersonic program. Defense Secretary says Russia-Ukraine war gives important lessons for Taiwan. China suspends 2 trading apps that enable mainlanders to invest overseas. The Chinese regime has informed foreign embassies and international organizations not to display politicized propaganda, which diplomats refer to as the Ukrainian flag on their buildings. Reuters reported that a notice to all embassies and international organizations, China representative offices from the Chinese regime's foreign ministry on May 10th said, "Do not use the building facility's exterior walls to display politicized propaganda to avoid inciting disputes between countries." Since Russia invaded Ukraine, several Western embassies in China, including Canada, Germany, and Poland, have displayed Ukraine flags or posters on their buildings to show their support for Ukraine and against Russia. Although the notice from the ministry did not explicitly refer to Ukrainian flags or any specific propaganda displays, 4 diplomats based in China affirmed that this was related to Ukraine solidarity displays. According to Kyodo News, the move has triggered a backlash from European diplomats. No embassies have removed Ukraine flags following the notice. Beijing sent a special envoy to Ukraine, Russia, Poland, France, and Germany earlier this week to promote peace talks over the war in Ukraine. But critics questions its move due to its close ties with Moscow. Several weeks following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, anti-NATO graffiti was found on a poster with the Ukrainian flag on the outer wall of the Canadian embassy in Beijing. While most countries denounced Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, the Chinese Communist regime refused to condemn Russia. Instead, Beijing blames the US and NATO for instigating the conflict. A prominent scientist who worked in the UK for over 20 years on hypersonic technology has now joined China's new National Hypersonic Laboratory in Beijing to lead an innovation team making hypersonic vehicles more efficient. Zhang came to the UK in the early 2000s from China to work as a computational scientist at Daresbury Laboratories. In 2020, he was appointed chairperson at the University of Edinburgh. He has been working on new methods and models in the field of gas dynamics, especially in the fields of noble gas dynamics and multi-scale fluid mechanics. This is important for the development of a hypersonic program because hypersonic vehicles are said to withstand high temperatures and pressures. Immediately after resigning last October, Zhang immediately signed a contract with the Institute of Mechanics of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. The UK government is concerned. The UK government's 2021 investigation into academics with ties to China in 2021 has raised concerns about national security and intellectual property theft. The investigation targeted individuals with links to Chinese institutions. As a result, a record number of scientists and postgraduate students have been barred from working in Britain in 2022 for national security reasons. According to The Guardian, the Foreign Office's screening program rejected more than 1,000 individuals in 2022, a significant increase from just 13 in 2016. According to some experts and academics in the UK, although these measures are designed to protect research and development, they pose a threat to scientific cooperation and innovation, especially in areas where China is a dominant player. China's hypersonic program and foreign cooperation. A report by Flight Global said that China's hypersonic program relies heavily on the cooperation of researchers and experts at universities in Australia, Germany, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. China's Harbin Institute of Technology and the National University of Defense Technology, NUDT, play a key role in the development of hypersonic vehicles in China. Both institutes work closely with the People's Liberation Army, or PLA. It remains unclear why Zhang ended his professorship at Edinburgh in less than 2 years, but some Chinese scientists believe that growing anti-Chinese sentiment in the UK may not be the only reason that made him return to China. According to physicists, it is possible that Britain has strengths in some of these areas that are not reflected in its current military capabilities. China has developed a variety of hypersonic weapons and plans to create a fleet of supersonic aircraft that can transport cargo or passengers to any part of the world in an hour or two by 2035. Zhang could benefit from collaborating with Chinese researchers at the forefront of supersonic flight research, which will give him access to cutting-edge facilities and resources, as well as the opportunity to collaborate in high-impact research projects. But Zhang's background and experience in the UK may raise some concerns about China's access to sensitive information related to hypersonic weapons development. According to the Institute of Mechanics, Zhang's experience in organizing large-scale projects and managing teams can be valuable in coordinating the efforts of researchers from different disciplines and organizations, because technology development, supersonic flight, will require cooperation between experts in many fields. The institute also said that his international reputation as a leading expert in gas dynamics can also help attract top talent from around the world to work at the new laboratory. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the U.S. could learn important lessons from Russia's invasion of Ukraine for Taiwan, as small armed forces can successfully defend against a stronger enemy. Austin told lawmakers before a Senate hearing on May 16th when asked how to defend Taiwan against possible invasion from the Chinese Communist Party, saying, "We've learned a number of important lessons from Ukraine's war with Russia." He added, "One of those lessons is that with asymmetric capabilities and asymmetric tactics and techniques, a smaller force can really do a good job in defending themselves against a larger force." At the beginning of the Russian invasion, not many military experts could think that the Ukraine army could hold back Russian armed forces that were once considered strong. But with weapons and training from the West, Ukrainian forces can counter Russian troops and regain territory. Austin further emphasized congressional authorities' importance in providing Taiwan with U.S. weapon stocks, similar to the approach with Ukraine. He highlighted that this is critical in enabling us to provide the island with the necessary resources for its self-defense. The self-ruled island is trying to boost its defensive capabilities amid ongoing CCP threats by investing in missiles and drones. Last month, the island reportedly would buy 400 U.S. land-launched Harpoon missiles to arm its navy. In the meeting with President Tsai last month, U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy emphasized the need to accelerate arms deliveries to Taiwan in the face of growing threats from the CCP regime. Under pressure from the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, two online brokerages on NASDAQ that facilitate cross-border trading for Chinese citizens are pulling their apps from the country. According to the Wall Street Journal, the platforms are Foodable and Tiger Brokers, with the former being withdrawn from China app stores on May 19th, whereas the latter will begin as soon as May 18th. A spokesperson for Up Fintech Holdings, which operates Tiger Brokers, said they acted following recent guidelines issued by China's Securities Regulatory Commission, CSRC. The person added that the change won't affect its current customers. Futu also said existing clients in mainland China could still conduct trades on the app afterward. CSRC in December ordered both companies to stop soliciting mainland clients, accusing them of violating China's laws and regulations. They have ceased accepting new clients from the mainland ever since. Sources told the Journal that the withdrawal of the apps might further cut down their customer bases. Futu and Tiger used a Chinese regulation that lets the country's nationals legally send up to $50,000 a year out of China. As a result, the industry functions as a vague zone as the companies obey the regulations of the market where they operate, such as Hong Kong and Singapore, while catering to customers who are sometimes from mainland China, where different rules apply. Up Fintech stated that about 90% of the 27,300 new accounts it gained in the previous quarter were from outside mainland China. Regarding Futu, data shows that mainland Chinese users accounted for 35% of its paying customers as of June last year. The app removals come as Chinese Premier Li Qiang in March vowed to apply the same rules to all companies, whether government, private, or foreign-owned. Both Futu and Up Fintech are foreign-owned.